How you doing, people? Robert here, aka Robess Anti-Corruption Scotland. I'm going to do something nice and simple to try and educate the people, especially the ones that's not woke up. Now, I have this nonsense here. It's a letter from the entity known as Glasgow City Council. Now, it's a registration form to register to vote. It says, "Dear resident occupier," this both relates to person, something that has no life. "You must respond so we can check who is eligible to register to vote. Everyone who lives in Scotland and is over 14 can register to vote. More information on who is eligible to register to vote can be found on page 2. You are legally required to respond to this letter. Please respond by the 14th of the 11th, 2024. Well, that's not going to happen, people, because this letter has no implications for the man. The easiest way is online. It takes just a few minutes. Option 1. Visit the website www.electcrig.co.uk/Glasgow. Option 2. Enter your unique security code, part 1 and part 2. There is 2 codes. This is supplied in the letter. Now, this is where the deception is, the trickery. These codes relate to the address, so if you have, the man or woman has already registered as a person, they know exactly who is there, and they're hoping that if there's somebody else there, you're stupid enough to fill their name in. Option 3, update your household information and submit. Include the names and nationalities of everyone who lives at this address. Right, I've just told you why. The unique codes are wanted. You can also respond by phone. Call 0141 287 4444. Each person added will also need to complete a registration application. They can do this at gov.uk/register to vote. We will send each new person, people, no man or woman, person, a form if they do not apply online. Our records show that there is no one living at this property who is registered to vote. Whoopie fucking do. A person can't live. Most people think they're a person, but that's the mentality of thick people. It's ignorant to the fact they're not a person. If you have a query or need further information, please contact us using the details on page 1. Yours faithfully, Electoral Register Officer. Now, Electoral Register Officer. Officer is a person. A person that works for an entity known as council, a private company or a corporation. Okay, that's the entity. Who is eligible to register to vote? You can register to vote if you are resident, again a person, not a man or woman, usually live in Scotland and age 14 or over, but you will not be able to vote in the Scottish Parliament or local council elections until you are the age of 16. You will not be able to vote in the UK Parliament elections until you are aged 18. You must also be either a British, Irish or European Union citizen, right? Citizen is part of a legal system, legal society. You don't have rights, freedoms, you have duties, obligations, responsibilities and privileges to that society because you have registered as a dead fiction known as person, entity, right? Or a Commonwealth citizen or foreign national who has permission to enter or stay in the UK. Well, that's quite funny. According to the amount of boats that's coming in here, it doesn't need permission. Channel Islands or the Isle of Man, or who does not need permission. The people that's already here, that was born and bred here, don't need permission to enter or stay in the UK. Channel Islands or Isle of Man, also called leave or enter to or remain, refers to a legal immigration status. Do you see that? Not lawful, legal, because everything in this system is fraud. Every part of this system, from the bottom to the top, to the top to the bottom, is fraud and based on fraud. Foreign nationals and EU citizens can vote in the Scottish Parliament or local elections only, right? Postal and privy votes. proxy votes, people, sorry. To vote by postal or proxy, someone you trust voting on your behalf, you can apply online at gov.uk/UK election for the UK Parliament election, or download the application form to apply by post. To change any existing postal or proxy vote arrangements, contact us by using the details on page 1. Either phone them or use the codes. Don't do nothing. Get offline, people. This is where you're being tricked. You're losing your rights and freedoms and they become privileges. You're entering into a fraudulent contract with no full disclosure. You're giving consent, and when you give that consent and register, that's implications. You have no rights, right? The open register. Listen to this bit, people. The open register is an extract of the electoral register, but is not used for elections. It can be bought by anyone, and this includes sheriff officers, debt collectors, or anybody that wants it, including myself, yourself, or anybody else, for many purposes, including confirming names and addresses, details, and direct marketing purposes. Removing your details from the open register does not affect your right to vote. If you are age 16, your detail will not be included in the open register. You can find out more about information about both registers and how they are used at gov.uk/register to vote, or you can contact us by using the details on page 1, either the special codes or phone them. It's all word trickery, people, and the sooner you really realise what's happening here, your life will change. Privacy statement, right? The electrical register officer, right? Registration officer is a data controller. Data controller is a person or an entity, right? That person works for the entity known as Glasgow City Council, example, right? That can't do nothing because it's a dead entity, it has no life. The lawful basis for collecting personal information is that processing is necessary in order to perform a task in the public interest and set out in the representation of the people of Scotland, the People Act 1983 and related legislation. Legislation is voted by Westminster men and women representing fictitious corporations. They are the only people that vote for this legislation. The population, the sovereign people didn't vote for this legislation, they didn't consent to it. It's all fraud and it has no standing in law, right? The electoral register officer is legally required, do you hear that, people? Legally required to access your personal information securely and comply with the data protection legislation. Well, he's not doing too well if they've got a second register. It's an open register that anybody can buy. So how is he protecting the fiction, the person's identity, by selling that information? Think about it, people. It's no rocket science. If you opt out of the open register, your name and addresses can be used for electoral purposes, including matching it against data sources to support electoral register and other limited purposes specified in law. A minute ago it said legal, right? This is where the word trickery is legal, lawful. Legal isn't lawful, people, so don't, everything that they put out as law is a rule, regulation and policy promoted by a corporation, right? It's no law. The law allows the information to be used for democratic, that's a laugh, engagement activities by political parties, candidates or agents, i.e. agents, persons, right? Do you get this yet? If no, there's something wrong with your brain. Crime detection, that's a laugh, people, because the biggest criminals is your councils, Police Scotland, NHS Scotland, social services, children's panels, the courts, etc., right? Jury summoning and credit application identity checks. See how much information these rats are getting out of you, people, and you don't even know because you're too ignorant and too stupid to understand, or you don't want to understand. If you did not opt out of the open register, your name and address can be bought by anyone and used for lots of purposes, including direct marketing, right? Again, They're telling you that they protect your data or the person's data, right? The thing that doesn't exist. I guess that's where the surety is, the person connected to the man or woman, right? Please refer to the notice of www.gov.uk/ERO privacy, or contact the electoral registration officer to request a copy. His name is William McFarlane and he works for Glasgow City Council, right? They give a PO Box 15311 Glasgow G47DL or telephone 0141 287 4444. Now, what I would suggest, it's up to yourself. Relating to the open register, I would get yourself to write to this William McFarlane at Glasgow City Council. Forget the PO Box, Glasgow City Council, right? I think it's George Street, and get the postcode and tell him that you, the man or woman, require that your name is removed from the open register with immediate effect and without delay, because this is getting sold to Tom, Dick and Harry and you don't even know it. People hear this, still only click what's happening here because they just don't get it, because they're dumbed down with the media, the fake politicians, the lies and their babble that they're saying. It's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee before it's too late. Take your rights back, take your freedoms back, and take control of your life back. This here is all fraud, people. It's fraud. It's nothing to do with a man or woman, right? I know that there's people out there talking about some court decisions about the person's a person and that's it. That isn't it, right? If these people think they're a person, let them think what they want, right? I've proved the point in 2 court cases last year that I wasn't a person, and the cases get dropped, right? Because there's no man or woman, right, representing a legal system, legal society, going to tell myself I'm a person. Nobody has that authority to tell me who and what I am. I know who and what I am. And it's up to the people, the sovereign men and women that has life, can hear, can feel pain, can touch, can cry, can shit, can piss, realise who and what they are. And if you don't, and you don't want to be educated with proper knowledge to educate you and help you protect your rights, so be it. That's your problem. I don't care. I don't ask you for fund me, PayPals or anything else. I give you information for free because I'm trying to help you protect your rights. I'm trying to educate you what's actually happening in your lives that has detrimental effect in your lives. Now, register to vote. All the numpties that voted for the Labour Party in the last election, right? That's your rights. You don't have any rights. You see what they're doing just now? They're screwing the people right, left and centre. Stammer and these pot lickers, right? Assholes are criminals at the highest level. They're acting ultra vires, right? They have no standing when it comes to authority. Stammer, Sweeney or anybody else representing that so-called legal system, legal society will not come forward in his or her private capacity under full liability, commercial liability, and make a claim. The lands of Scotland, England, Ireland or Wales are theirs, or the man or woman is property, or there is a contract. You're being tricked with this paperwork. As soon as you go online, people, you're being tricked, you've been deceived. Fraud, writing words and conduct to deceive and defraud, right? And I would verify that's not a problem. Under a charge of perjury, in any court jurisdiction in the lands of Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, the Court of Session, Supreme Court or beyond, I know how this system works. Because I fought it nearly 13 years now. I know how it works. Right? This system destroyed my family. There is no man on this planet that hates this system in Scotland than what I do. So please, pay attention, be educated, listen and learn, and understand the implications of the status person. And I don't care about the other numpties out there that shouting about the person. As soon as you apply in their game with their rules, regulations and policies and their system, they change the rules, they make the rules, right? It's rigged, people. It's a rigged game. There's only one win, and that's them, because they make the rules. And when you petition or motion, you are begging a higher authority. Men and women in this planet, in this world, are all equal in the eyes of the law until they commit harm, loss or injury or fraud within a lawful contract. Well, this here, registering to vote is not a lawful contract, it's fraud at the highest level. And these people are acting ultra vires, right? And I'll verify that in a charge of perjury. And there's nobody in this internet that I'm aware of says what I say, because I can fight it and I'll back up to the hilt, not a problem. So have trust and faith in what I tell you people. I'm doing this for your benefit. I don't need to do videos. I don't need to do TikTok videos, YouTube videos, or BitChute videos. I don't need to do nothing, right? I know how to protect myself, right? But what I'm trying to do is give you knowledge to start for yourself and to protect yourself and your families. Anyway, I've ranted enough. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this information seeps in. Please share this information in this video far and wide. It's important that people all over the lands of Scotland, and this relates to Scotland, people know England, okay, so we're clear on that. But that gives the people of England, Wales and Ireland, a rough idea of how this fraud works, right? It's up to them to research, be diligent and get their information and learn. Anyway, I'd like to thank the people that recently joined my TikTok account, subscribed, started sharing the information and posting the videos and reposting the videos. It's appreciated. I do this with good heart, good intention, people. As I said, I don't ask you for nothing. So why would I stand here and waste my time? I don't waste my time, because if I can educate people and put them in the right direction with knowledge, because knowledge is power, then I've served a purpose, a positive purpose and a positive energy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Take care, be safe, and I will speak soon. Bye bye, people.